City. There are over 3.1 million immigrant New Yorkers just in New York City alone. That is representing 38% of New York City's population, with an estimated of 265,500 children living in mixed status households. So mixed status refers to having parents or guardians with different immigrant status, whether one is documented, another is undocumented, or both being documented, child not being documented. That's what mixed status refers to. And there are over 700 languages spoken in New York City, with 48% of New Yorkers speaking another language other than English, and 22% of New Yorkers having limited English proficiency. So Moya's mission is to help ensure that New York City's diverse immigrant communities can access city services and get the information that they need. So now we're going to jump into some very important laws and policies in New York City. Language access, very, very important. You can request a city agency services or information in the language that you are most comfortable with, even if you are able to speak some English. Agencies have several documents in 10 different languages, such as Spanish, Chinese, Russian, Bengali, Haitian Creole, Korean, Arabic, Polish, Urdu, French, and Wolof and Kular, also available as of 2025. Being that I am speaking to the Filipino community, that also does include Tagalog. You can ask for over-the-phone interpretation service at any government agency. For example, healthcare places, social services, or police stations. If you know anyone who was denied language access service, you can file a complaint with 311, which will help our team be able to better monitor places that aren't providing language access service. Confidentiality. New York City agencies and workers must protect the confidentiality of a person's immigration status. So that means that city workers, such as myself, cannot ask about your immigration status or disclose it to anyone unless it falls under certain exceptions, and we will go through those certain exceptions. And if you have any questions where a city worker might ask, you can ask the staff. For example, New York City schools will not ask for immigration status, nor will the NYPD if reporting a crime. Some agencies might ask for status in order to see if you are eligible for public benefit. Again, we will go through some of those things later. Very important as well, as you guys know, a lot of people fall victim to fraud, and these are just some tips so that people do not fall victim to fraud when seeking immigration legal help. Immigration law is very complicated, so it's very important to be aware of legal scams or people that might provide false promises. This is an important thing to remember. A notary public is not a licensed attorney, cannot fill out or file immigration on your behalf. They should not be giving you legal advice. You should only get help only from a trusted licensed attorney or an accredited representative. For a question about this or to file a complaint, if you know someone or you yourself have been a victim of fraudulent immigration assistance, you can call 311, or you can visit the DCWP, Department of Worker Protection website, to file a complaint in the language that you are most comfortable with. And also you can file this under confidentiality, not providing your name or your immigration status. Before we continue, I just want to make a note that I am not an immigrant lawyer. I am not providing legal advice. I am just providing information that is relevant to immigrant communities, and as it relates to New York City Yorkers. So, at the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, we have immigrant legal support centers. These legal support centers are organizations that we've partnered with that provide free, safe immigration legal access across immigrant neighborhoods. And these services are provided in your language. You can receive assistance with immigration-related questions, policy, legal screenings, and representation. And you can call the Moya Immigration Legal Support Hotline, and there are new times with that hotline, but information will be in the back with the flyers. I just have an example here in my hand. On our website, this material is provided in over 50 languages, including Tagalog. So if you guys are interested, they'll be in the back over there, or you can always go to our website, the Moya website, to see more information. Next, we're going to talk about the New York City ID card. The New York City ID NYC is a municipal ID for New Yorkers. It's for all 5 boroughs, so status does not matter, and it's very important and can be relevant for people who don't have government photo issued ID, such as people who are homeless, recently incarcerated, or undocumented immigrants. And with this ID NYC card, people can access city services such as opening a bank account, interactions with the NYPD, getting access to city buildings such as public schools or hospitals, and providing identity for employment. All information when applying for the ID NYC is kept confidential, and this ID has a lot of benefits that can be beneficial to vulnerable communities who have struggled with obtaining a government issued ID. Again, that information will be in the back. So to apply for an ID NYC, our office has ID NYC sites. For example, I'm mainly based in Harlem, so we're at like Harlem Hospital. In the Bronx, we're at Lincoln Hospital, Queens. We're all across the 5 boroughs, and for anybody who has questions or where they can sign up, they can call our office to find out the nearest ID NYC site to them. And again, the benefit guide in the back also provides more information on the requirements to obtaining a ID NYC card. Again, this is just like some examples of some documents that can be, accepted as a form of identification for people who are interested in signing up. These are just more examples again. I think these were very important during the last 2 years, where we had a big influx of new New Yorkers who didn't have any identity to prove themselves, and in that case there were like ICE documents or foreign documents that were accepted in order to receive this card, and it still is. We can continue on this as well. So the ID NYC has a lot of good benefits. You can use the card to get discounts at museums. You can get discounts even at a supermarket. Again, the benefit guide will have more on this. But it's a really good card. You can use it for the movie theaters. If you have children, you can take it. You can use it for discounts at the zoos, parks. There's a lot of good benefits with that card. And this is just an example of what the card looks like. Some of you may have it. We also do help with renewals for people who might have it and need it to be renewed or updated. Those ID NYC sites will help with those things. We also have our Moya's English Learning and Support Centers. These are centers that are located across New York City that help newly arrived immigrants with learning English and being connected to other city resources. And each center connects New Yorkers based off of their English proficiency level. And each center also provide other resources such as social and legal services. Again, this one-pager flyer will have more information on that for people who are interested. NYC Care is one of a city healthcare program for so many people that are uninsured. This is one program that people can access that can guarantee low or no cost services in New York City H&H. H&H would, every borough I believe has an H&H hospital. And to be eligible, you don't qualify for health insurance. You must be a resident and be at least 19 years old. And yes, available in all 5 boroughs, and can help people get access to primary care, OBGYN care, mental health, and medication. Yeah. So New York City H&H hospitals are public hospitals that provide care to all New Yorkers, regardless of your immigration or insurance status. These hospitals will help you even if you do not have insurance. And again, everything will be on this flyer in the back. NYC H&H Express Care is a virtual program for people to see a provider virtually if there's like health issues that are not emergencies. Can be accessed through any web browser, 24 hours a day. Available in over 200 languages, including American Sign Language, and accepts most insurance plans, depending on what plan the person has. And if you are uninsured, financial counselors are available to help with your plan. Mental health services are also available through Lifeline, which connects everyone, children, adults, veterans, LGBTQ, immigrants, families with mental health services. There are options for the deaf and hard of hearing. And if you know someone or feeling suicidal, there is a suicide prevention lifeline at 988, which is available 24/7 through call, text, or chat. NYC Well is also another program under mental health, which is our trained counselors that help with problems such as stress, depression, anxiety, drug and alcohol use. Also available 24/7 in over 200 languages. And some of these services include peer support, short-term counseling, and ongoing mental health and substance services. Access HRA, which is another service under New York City that's available to immigrant New Yorkers. So depending, if you guys recall earlier, I mentioned that there might be an exception to when city workers may ask for status, and this is one of those examples under HRA. Depending on your status, you may qualify for services such as SNAP, cash assistance, rent payments, and one-shot deals. For more information on that, you can visit the HRA website or call the HRA info line. Housing and eviction, for this service is under the tenant helpline, which helps people access legal assistance and guidance on issues such as harassment, eviction, and benefits access. Through the NYC Tenant Resource Portal, you'll be able to, it's an online resource to help residential renters access free resources. These are some shelter services in New York City. Everybody has the right to shelter service regardless of status. And these are just some examples of different shelters for people who need. And there is more on the DSS website for people who, for other boroughs or locations. Reporting discrimination and harassment, hate and discrimination against anyone based on their race, national origin, or other status is not tolerated in New York City. As a matter of fact, it is illegal to do that to anybody. And the New York City Commission on Human Rights and the Mayor's Office of Prevention and Hate Crimes and NYPD monitor and respond to reported hate and bias incidents. And if you know anybody or you yourself have been a victim of harassment or discrimination, you can call 311. But if you are a victim of, you can call 311 to report harassment or discrimination. But if you have witnessed a hate crime or believe to be a victim of hate crime, you may call 911, and they also will not ask about immigration status. So this is, now we're gonna get into important updates for the immigrant communities. Before I jump in, I just wanna mention that our website continuously updates new information. For example, if TPS has ended for a specific country, or if there's new updates in the government, or anything related to immigration updates or policies, our website continuously tries to update those. So if you are subscribed to our newsletter, or if you follow on our website, you can see some of those updates. So these are just some basic forms of immigration relief. The most common ones are asylum and TPS or GED. But there are some other forms of immigration relief that people have applied to. There have been some changes to immigration relief. This, for example, like immigration relief, TPS, parole. If you go to this website, which is also on this paper, you can see those updates or changes. I think they try to update them at least monthly. So again, if you have the time, you can check that out to see what new updates have been, what new changes have been to immigration relief. Or you can also ask our Moya Legal Hotline, and you can speak to somebody on our team about concerns or questions as it relates to immigration relief. One of this immigration concern public charge has been around for quite a while now. It's called the public charge rule, which basically makes it a bit challenging to get a green card if an applicant uses some kind of public benefits, for example, SNAP, rent assistance, cash assistance. At this time, there hasn't been any changes to this rule, but on our website again has like the information once anything changes or updates as it relates to this. But this does not mean that one must stop using public benefits or city services if needed. So now I'm gonna jump into Know Your Rights with ICE. So this, we're just gonna go over a few pages, but this is what the booklet looks like. We are working on getting more translations available so that people can know what's going on. And again, I have, I think, another copy in the back, but Know Your Rights with ICE is basically a booklet for people to know what to do if they encounter ICE or approach them. So what can I do if ICE is at my door? You do not have to open a door for ICE or immigration. You have the right to remain silent. From behind the closed door, you can ask them who they are and show their badge, ID, or business card through the window or peephole, or to pass it under the closed door. If you confirm that ICE is at your door, you may ask if they have a judicial warrant. A judicial warrant is a paper signed by a judge that gives permission to ICE Immigration to search a location or arrest someone. So, if no, they do not have a judicial warrant, you do not have to let them in. You may say, I do not want to speak with you. And if yes, they do have a judicial warrant, you may ask them to slide under the door. If the document is signed by a judge, you will need to comply. What can I do if ICE is inside my home? If ICE enters your home without your permission, you can tell them clearly, I do not consent to you being in my home, please leave. Now, this does not always stop them, but it may assist or help in future legal cases. If ICE starts to search rooms or items in your home, you can tell them, I do not consent to your search. You can continue to repeat this if they continue to search without consent. You can tell them if there are children or other vulnerable residents in your home, for example, like an older adult or somebody who is disabled, you can mention that to them. And always, always, always avoid engaging in any physical altercation with law enforcement officers. In an emergency, such as a threat to someone's life, ICE can enter private spaces without asking your permission. And if this happens, remember you have the right to remain silent. So what can I do if ICE is at my workplace? Now, ICE can enter the public space of any workplace without needing any type of warrant. Public spaces may include office lobby, supermarket, retail store, or dining area of a restaurant. However, ICE cannot legally enter the private space of a workplace unless they have the permission of your employer or judicial warrant. And a judicial warrant, again, is a warrant signed by a judge. Private spaces are employee-only areas, so this may be a break room or storage room of a workplace. And in that case, they are not able to enter. Employers can also ask ICE to show their identification and ask if ICE has a judicial warrant. So this QR code, again, we have like the palm cards in the back, which you can scan or you can share it with, the community for people to be able to know what's going on and have access to this booklet on the phones. You can share it, and yeah, you can scan the QR code right now if you want, or again, the palm cards are in the back. We also have our Ask Moya hotline and Moya inbox information. So our hotline takes you to our constituency services group where people can ask about questions that they have, whether that's about services, whether it's about immigration, legal assistance. And then the Ask Moya inbox is the email inbox that people can send questions or requests to. And that is open from Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And yeah, that's all for me. I think we're gonna take questions and answers after. I think I'll be sitting here with the other speakers, and then we can, if you guys have any questions, you can ask them then. But thank you guys so much.